fellow Terrans, I come to you in the wake of recent events to issue a call to reason. Let no human deny the perils of our time. While we battle one another, divided by the petty strife of our common history, the tide of a greater conflict is turning against us, threatening to destroy all that we have accomplished. It is time for us as nations and as individuals to set aside our long-standing feuds and unite. The tides of an unwinnable war are upon us, and we must seek refuge upon higher ground lest we be swept away by the flood. The Confederacy is no more. Whatever semblance of unity and protection it once provided is a phantom, a memory. With our enemies left unchecked, who will you turn to for protection? The devastation wrought by the alien invaders is self-evident. We have seen our homes and communities destroyed by the calculated blows of the Protoss. We have seen firsthand our friends and loved ones consumed by the nightmare Zerg. Unprecedented and unimaginable though they may be, these are the signs of our time. The time has come, my fellow Terrans, to rally to a new banner. In unity lies strength. Already many of the dissident factions have joined us. Out of the many, we shall forge an indivisible whole, capitulating only to a single throne. And from that throne, I shall watch over you. From this day forward, let no human make war upon any other human. Let no Terran agency conspire against this new beginning, and let no man consort with alien powers. And to all the enemies of humanity, seek not to bar our way, for we shall win through, no matter the cost.
Oh, that was the campaign. Okay. That was the Terran campaign, episode 1. Interesting. This gives a lot of background perspective to StarCraft 2. To see Mengsk rise in power and the dissident, the split factions of humanity uniting into this one empire with him at the helm. It's very interesting. And of course to see how he betrayed Kerrigan, something we saw in StarCraft 2 in a cinematic. We saw her get overwhelmed by Zerg. Okay, so episode 2, the Zerg. Zerg campaign Overmind. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Now, efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces. Among the ruins, Confederate capital world Tarsonis.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my Cerebrus, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
What's interesting about old games in general, they all have a common problem called sound mixing. You might have noticed right now that it's quite difficult to actually hear the Overmind. That's not because of the recording, this is because the soundtrack level is on a similar sound level as the dialogue. That's bad. You need to tune down sound if you want to hear a voice, and old games don't do that. And the problem is that I cannot change that in the options menu where I can manipulate sound. There is no option to boost dialogue or to turn down soundtrack, background music. It's an old game, that's how it is. Okay. So, of course, in the Chrysalis, there's a Kerrigan. Spoiler.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates lava, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions. Now, create a drone and start gathering resources. For your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them. You have enough minerals. Select a lava and mutate it into an overlord. Spawn more overlords. To create new warrior strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your...
What the fuck? Yes, I know how Zerg works. So if you don't know, the Zerg, I mean, he explained it. You have little drones, and these drones morph into buildings. And you have larvae, and they morph into units, depending on which units you have. And if you want to build specific units that require certain buildings, you have to build the building first, and then you can morph the larvae into a building. Which is the interesting...
Structures can only implant themselves upon the creep.
Yes. The interesting thing is about the Zerg that you can simultaneously build a heck lot of units.
The creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
Yes, we know. We need to expand the creep. Shut up. So if you have, for example, 20 larvae in different hatcheries, you can at once build 20 units. A Terran can't do that. He can't just spam 20 Ultralisks out of his main building. So that's an interesting concept of the Zerg. Okay, so he wants a spawning pool. That's what we're going to build. I'm not sure how this Chrysalis works. I mean, it would be a cool campaign if we would have to make Kerrigan find energy, food, I don't know. Or maybe she'll come very soon and we can use her in this campaign, I don't know. More drones, please. What I don't like... options... hello? Hello? Ah, okay. A video... I would like... Yes... No... Animated console... Portrait... Where? Oh, it's only possible in the main menu. I was about to change this game into the comic. There's a comic filter. We can play in a comic graphic style, simply because I'm not the biggest fan of these low quality Zergs. It's just and this is already the HD texture pack. Always keep that one in mind. So this is already quite evolution champ. Can we build an extractor? Oh yes, we can build an extractor beyond creep. This is already the HD version. Okay, and that's almost finished.
Require more minerals.
Wait, does the Overlord want us to build spawning pool hydralisk den? Ah, we need to build both. Okay.
Greetings, I am Zaz. I too am a cerebrate of the Overmind. I have located a small band of Terrans who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive Cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Oh, that's interesting. What? Creep? Wait, creep colony. Oh, that's very interesting. In StarCraft 2, you are using queens to expand creep. That's interesting. Okay, Spock. Oh, so we have to build the creep colonies, and those we can transform into anti-air, anti-ground unit building structure. That's interesting. Okay. And something you have to keep in mind is that as Zerg, you do lose units when you build buildings. So for example, as a Terran, when you build an extractor, a Vespian Gazier extractor, you can use the unit that's building it to, well, mine Vespian gas. But as a Zerg, you of course lose the unit when you build a structure, so you need 4 workers in order to achieve that. And a Terran or Protoss will only require 3. It's also important to note is that as a Zerg, when you build units, you can, depending on the unit, at least in StarCraft 2, build several units at once. So for example, if we press Zerg once, we should get 2. Or was that with an upgrade in StarCraft? Oh, maybe I'm telling you bullshit. Don't listen to me. Maybe that was a campaign upgrade. Yeah, we're going to find out. Drone Zergling 1. Okay, so it appears to be only 1. Interesting. Okay, then never mind what I just told you. Oh yes, mind what I told you. So, we did get more than 1 Zergling out of it.
Evolution complete.
You in StarCraft 2 you have an evolution chamber where you can get unit up. Oh, we also have an evolution chamber. Okay, never mind. Never mind to get the upgrades. I need more drones. You become an evolution chamber, please.
We require more Vespene gas.
I mean, you might have noticed Hydralisks are relatively potent. They have more health than a Marine, they have more attack. I'm not sure if they have more range, at least we have upgrade that gives us more attack range. But they're good units, especially against air stuff. So, Zerg has a relatively versatile roster, at least in StarCraft 2, so it's relatively enjoyable, but they're not that defensive. They have an aggressive style, so you have to go into attack constantly, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like building bunkers and getting a couple siege tanks and turrets, and then play a nice game without, well, bothering myself with, carapace. Okay, yeah, that's armor for both, and of course we have ranged and melee attack upgrade. Oh dear.
Our forces are under attack.
I wonder if we upgrade this to a spore colony or sunken colony, will it still produce creep?
Forces are under attack. Forces are under attack. Evolution complete.
Can't we get the creep over this chasm? Is that not possible?
Forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
My goodness. They are destroyed.